I know. It's lovely here, you know. The sun is shining, what a wonderful day. No wonder you Brits in the UK want to leave and come here, maybe to France, Spain, etc. Have a holiday. But unfortunately for you, it's not as easy as it used to be. You have to contend with the 90 and 180-day rule. But also, your passport might not be valid for the EU. No. And one Briton, she was left in tears, she was, the other day. And she thought her passport was valid. It was in date by 8 months, she say. But, unfortunately for her, she was stopped at the border. She was made to do an about turn and bugger off. Ta-ta, they said. Brexit is that gift that keeps on taking. Welcome to the Brexit, sir, as a Dutchman once said. Well, experts say. You know how much we love the experts. Apparently people have had enough of experts, according to Michael Gove. Well, they say, though, it's vital that you check that your passport meets EU requirements. It's not good enough that it might be kind of in date, sort of. Because if it doesn't, you almost certainly will be denied boarding that ferry or Ryanair flight this summer, or next summer, or future summers while we're out of the EU. Oh dear. That's what happens when you put that cross in the wrong box. Sorry. It's just fact. And you'll find yourself with a staycation instead, paying over the odds for that British holiday. Lovely, surrounded by Brexiters. Oh my Gideon, what a thought. Don't do it. Just don't go on holiday at all, until you get your new passport. Anyway, while you're here, please boop the old like button. And there will be a secret word at the end of this video. And if you want to support the channel, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and the links are down below. We're also doing a rewilding here in France, where we're planting lots of trees on this land here. 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land. If you want to be a part of that, there's a GoFundMe link down below. Well, UK travellers trying to enter the Schengen zone are being turned away on a daily basis. Not just 1, 2 or 3, often much more, at the boarding gates. And in most cases because the UK passport was issued more than 10 years ago. One teacher, her name is Rosi Simpson, from Brighton. Yeah, and she's one of the latest to be caught up in this confusion. And she says that she was mortified and in tears after easyJet staff. They said, "No, you're not coming in by the skin of my chinny chin chin's," what they said, or words to that effect. Yes, they refused her. Yeah, they wouldn't allow her to board the flight to Paris. She only wanted to visit her son, well, who's studying there. But because her UK passport was issued 10 years and 1 day previously, she says she had no idea, though, of that 10-year rule. She said she checked the expiry date, and my passport had 8 months remaining, she says. Oh. And what happened at the boarding gate was absolutely awful, she says. I can imagine that. I do actually feel quite sorry for her. She doesn't sound like a Brexiter. You'll see in a mo. She says, I lost the cost of the flight and the accommodation that I'd booked. And I had been looking so much, looking forward to seeing my son in Paris. And she goes on to say, all because a whole load of wankers, her words, not mine, voted for Brexit. Yes, they did. They put that cross in the wrong box, they did. What a bunch of plonkers. Oh dear. Brexit. Brexit is stupid, you know. What I don't understand, she says, is this rule change hasn't had more publicity. But quite frankly, it has. I've talked about it. Many of, newspapers have had articles in there about this rule. She wasn't listening. She wasn't reading. No. All she saw was her passport with the date that said it was still in date. No. She goes on to say that she was not the only one at that gate who had this happen to them that day. Well, in terms of flights and ferries to the mainland Europe, passengers will be denied boarding if their passport expires less than 3 months after their return date. Now, previously, it was thought that the UK travellers needed at least 6 months left. Although, the European Union has, recently clarified the 3-month requirement. Now, prior to Brexit, UK passport holders could travel in and out of the European Union as long as they had, held a valid passport. Even when it expired a day after their return was absolutely fine, but not now because of Brexit. Because of all those who put that cross in the wrong box. Yeah, oh dear. She won't be the last either. So many people don't really know what's going on. People don't follow the news like people like me, obviously doing this kind of lark. Most people don't know. It's not that interesting, is it? Until you get caught at the border and you realise you just lost all your money. Because insurance companies are saying, well, I'm sorry, that's your fault. Oh dear. Well, my secret word of today is thinking about holidays. And they can get rather expensive and even more expensive if you get stopped at the border. And they can end up being a money pit. Yes. Especially for a staycation with all their Brexiters. How horrible. Oh dear. I don't know if I could stand it. I think I'd rather stay here. Oh, I'm in France already. Oh dear, never mind. What a beautiful day. People would pay money to come here on holiday. That they would. Oh well. Never mind. C'est la vie. Well, there you go. And if you want to support us on our Patreon or buy us a coffee, the links are down below. Probably not now after I've been so cocky. Rub it in. Well, and we're also planting trees. There's a whole lot of trees that were propagated just there. If you look there, there you go. There's some of our willows. We've got 3 or 4 varieties of willows in there we were propagating. But also planting oaks and chestnuts and hazel, all sorts of deciduous trees. And a few conifers, not so many conifers, but many all deciduous and fruit trees and what have you. And a variety of other stuff as well, like, thornless blackberries and, fruit and that. The thing about the birds, you see, they've got to have food, you see. Yeah. So trying to create a habitat for them. And it seems to be working because we have a rapid uptake in birds. Yeah, we have a lot of birds here. And it's rather nice that it is. But it's good for them, you see. So you'll be part of that. There's a GoFundMe link down below. And my promise is if you want to make a contribution, we'll put a tree in the ground for you and also a sign to go with that tree. There you go. Link down below. But also making bat boxes, bird boxes and other animal habitats and that as well. So we're doing whatever we can to try and encourage wildlife. It's all part of the cycle of life, you see. Including bugs, bug houses and stuff like that we're making. Yeah, I think it's lovely. Anyway, ta-ta. And remember, check your passport.